everyone, welcome back to my channel. I have another casual drink and chat with me video for you today. I've poured myself a glass of wine. Feel free to grab a drink yourself, whatever that may be, and come join me. So today I'll be sharing the process of putting together my personal ring setup. As you can see here, I've pulled out a bunch of papers, accessories, inserts, paper clips, etc. to decorate and put together the planner, and I'll be going through those in more detail as we go on in the video. At the top you can see I have a couple of tools. I have a hole punch that's from Mercari, and it punches in different sizes, so I've adjusted it to the personal ring size. I also have a paper cutter from Fiskars. I'll have both of them linked below. I got them on Amazon, so you can check it out if you want to. So the first thing I like to do is cut up any papers and inserts I have to size. Now for this setup, I have most of my inserts already cut from previous setups. And I also have a couple of, actually many of the dashboards I use are already made, so that's nice. I only had to cut a few papers, and I'm just grabbing one of the dashboards that I have already made, or actually I bought that one, and basically tracing it to size. You could also just figure out the dimensions and use the rulers on the paper cutter, which I probably should have done. It would have been quicker, but it was 1 in the morning when I filmed this, hence the voiceover. I didn't want to wake anybody up with talking, so my brain was a little bit fried at that time, but it worked out. Tracing is actually easier, you don't have to think as much, so that's nice. So let me talk a little bit about how I like to set up my planners, specifically my rings. I like to add some personality into my planner. So that's why I do the dashboards and the decoration. It serves as not only inspiration, but a personalization of who I am, if that makes sense, just as you would decorate your home with art and decor. So that's how I approach putting together my planner. And I didn't have a particular theme that I wanted to go for this setup. Normally, if you've watched my previous setup videos and followed me on Instagram, you know there's sort of a theme that I've curated, drawing inspiration from songs, books, quotations, writing, even athletes and figure skating, music, and all of that. But for this one, I just pulled out a bunch of stuff in my collection that I thought was pretty and that would go together, and I decided just to go from there. So that was kind of my thought process behind the setup. I had been in my A6 rings for a year now, and I was going through my planners for Project Dream Space, trying to organize and pick planners to destash, and I brought this one back out. This is a Foxy Fix personal rings in the pepper color, I believe, and I had forgotten how much I loved it, so I pulled it back out. And as you know, I've been embracing sort of the darker elements in my life, in my planner, and for Project Dream Space as well. So these are the dashboards that I've pulled out that I've already had. I am using, I believe these are from Minted Sugar, and I have 2 sets, so I decided to subdivide between some of the sections and combine the 2 sets of dividers together. And what I like to do is kind of go through, I already know that I wanted to start with the mandydreams dashboard that I had from years ago. I actually forgot I had it and just rediscovered it, and I knew I wanted that to be my front dashboard. And then I go through each section, pick out some dashboards that I think would go together, like this vellum that I created that has a quotation that I thought was really fitting for where I am in my life right now. And it says, "Tonight I am staying alive for dreaminess and the beauty of truth. I am staying alive because of a crimson, self-revealing heart that, for better or for worse, refuses to shut off." That's what I've been feeling lately. More on that later. Right now I realize, so the first section is a weekly insert from Fox and Pitt for Any Plans printables, as you saw earlier, the one with a really pretty girl. And this is a journal that I am trying to move out of, and I no longer want to use it, but the paper is actually quite nice. So I pulled the paper out and cut it to personal size so that I could put it as the second part of the first section. It's essentially like almost like a bullet journal style of planning, but in my personal rings. So that's what the blank pages are for. And that's a great way, I think, to recycle things that maybe like journals that you are no longer using. If the pages are big enough, you can cut them out, pull them out, cut them up, and put them in like a rings. Like I think this would work for my A6 rings as well. The bullet journal was not really working for me. I needed a little bit more structure. So that's why I'm moving back into my personal rings. So I've cut up some of the paper and I'm now hole punching it and putting it as the second mini section of the first section. So like these bow dividers are the main sections, and inside I have the black headers, the black dividers, which I'm using to subdivide each main section, if that makes sense. The next section I'm putting in is just notes pages. So I have some from Jesenia Printables, my favorite. I have some from Once More With Love for Any Plans. The third section is basically it's actually a list section and then a coupon code section, and those are from Jesenia Printables as well. Those are just for lists. Like I'm putting together a haul. Sorry if you can hear the windows cracking. It must be like the wind outside. I have a list of shops that I want to shop for the haul that I'm planning coming up, of like new shops that I want to try, things like that. And then coupon codes that I always forget what I have, and I like to share it in my Instagram caption, so that's just a quick reference for me. And the last two sections I have are extra dailies and a debt repayment tracker from Annie Plans Printables, which I'm loosely using to track some car payments and an education loan that I have to repay. So after I've put in the inserts and the decorative dashboards and functional dashboards, I'll move on to the pockets. So right now I'm grabbing all of my deco. So I have quotations, foiled bits, photos, words, vinyls, pretty much everything. Cards, I have some stickers, TwoSet stickers that I made for myself. And I'll just grab whatever I feel looks good and kind of experiment with the placement. I'm actually not that great at decorating pockets. So anyway, the paper in the very back is from a shop called EricaGDesigns. I love her art and her prints. I'll link everything that I can find or that I remember where it's from in the description, by the way. And then I have some bows from Fox and Pip. The moon foiled card is a gift from Jesenia from the Planner Sophisticate and Jesenia Printables. I have a celestial washi card from Rose Colored Daze, and the lettering of my name is from C. Amy Draw, and I foiled it in some hollow star foil. This You Are Enough is also from Fox and Pip. Moving on to the front pockets. I like jump around when it comes to putting in deco. So I have this Fearless card and this Dream Big card. I actually got that from Teresa Collins during, I want to say, the Atlanta Winter Plannerland meetup that was a couple winters ago, and I really wanted to bring it in. So I cut it up and I'm actually going to hole punch it so it hangs at the very edge like that. And I really love the way that that turned out. Moving back over to the front, I also wanted to use this Dream Big one, but I wasn't sure how I would fit it because it looks good on top of a solid, and I didn't really have many solid patterned dashboards or papers. So instead I cut it and left the dream coming out of that pocket. And again, I'm experimenting with different deco pieces. This paper peeking out, I actually got that idea from Jesenia. She did it in one of her planner setups and it looked beautiful, so I'm totally copying her on that. Now I'm putting together this Love More, Love Harder pocket dashboard that I made for myself with a paper from Caffeine Paper Co. Geez, these shop name changes always get me. So this is like a sticky notes dashboard and some stickers. It's like both decorative and functional, which I love. I really like to weave certain themes throughout the planner. So you can see celestial themes here, clouds, like dreamy things. I really like to keep motifs running through my planner like that. So for this empty back dashboard here, I'm placing down some photos that I had printed at Walgreens. One is a picture of Luna, my favorite dog on this earth, whom I love so much. And then this is another photo of me in Stockholm. And then on the very top, it looked a little empty, so I decided to place down the bow from my newest addiction. So I spoke earlier about the quotation at the front of my planner, staying alive for dreaminess and staying alive for a crimson self-revealing heart that for better or for worse refuses to shut off. And I want to talk about TwoSet for a second, because if you follow me on any of my social media, you know I have not been able to shut up about TwoSet. Like, I am so and I hesitate to say in love, because it's like, I don't know if I'm in love, but I'm just enamored and I'm fascinated by them. And I'm like, why? I've had a feeling of, oh, like I should stop talking about it because it's too much. Like, it's too much on the people who aren't interested or who don't want to hear me talk about the same thing like every single day that's not planner related or not anything else related. And I've been feeling like the need to apologize for wanting to share that, which is something I'm grappling with. And I don't want to apologize for that. That's part of this year, these past couple years of my growth, has been stepping into my voice and not apologizing for all of my feelings. That growing up, so many of us have been told that we're too sensitive, we need to calm down, we're too much, blah, blah, blah. Like, I really don't want to temper my feelings or my thoughts to make it more palatable to whoever is listening. You know, I've spent pretty much my whole life like tempering, and so whenever I like talk about something emotional, it's quite uncomfortable for me, which is why you hear my voice cracking or wavering. So it's a practice, and that's what I've been practicing lately. So let's talk about TwoSet and ride this wave with me, because I am just completely enamored. And I've been thinking about why, like, what was it in particular that made me pay attention? And it wasn't necessarily their comedy videos, it was actually their performances. Oh, by the way, if you don't know who TwoSet Violin is, they are an Australian duo who are professional violinists, classical musicians, and they make comedic classical musician videos on YouTube. And I have recently gone down the deep end with them and have binge watched so many of their videos. But what drew me in particular was their performances. What I'm realizing lately is I just completely fall in love with tenderness. And what I saw particularly in Brett when he is playing the violin, is this tenacity and tenderness in their, not only their relationship to their instrument, but to the music. And I find that really attractive. So that's kind of what's going on behind the scenes of why I'm sharing that so much. I just wanted to explain and not apologize. Anyway, I'll link 2 videos down below that really showcase what I'm talking about, 2 TwoSet videos, so please check them out. Alright, so the last thing that I'll do is add in my charms at the bottom. The majority of my charms here are from EricaGDesigns. I have a Tokyo one. This is a Tokyo sky tree that I bought when I visited Tokyo a couple years ago, and I bought it for the specific purpose of looping it into my planner like so. It's so pretty. This love potion is from Rainbow Bottle Charms. She has rebranded. I don't remember what the name of her shop is, unfortunately, and if I can find it, I'll link it. And then, like I said, the rest of my charms are from Carolyn. She makes the best charms, as you all know. So I chose a triangle, a pink gemstone, and the cloud, of course, which I'm looping into the back here. I just like to split it. That's actually advice from her. Split it so it fans out more evenly. And that's it for the setup. So let me start from the beginning and show you what the finished setup looks like. Down here I have all of my pretty charms. Opening it up, on this side pocket I added an additional clip that is from Pigtails and Pockets. And this little "A Dream is a Wish Your Heart Makes" is from Paper and Milk. I have my dashboards that really set up the mood of the planner, if you will. My first set of inserts, which I actually plan on using bi-weekly for video planning. And then I have my pocket dashboard with my TwoSet stickers. This heartwork is lettering from Malika. She hand lettered that for me, which is so beautiful. And this is what I mean when I like to have motifs running throughout the planner. So this is a piece by Daniel Dobie called Heartwork. The Rise Up is from See Amy Draw. I have my notes pages here. Some vellum from Once More with Love. Oh, all of my paper clips are also from EricaGDesigns. This card was a gift from Jasenia, so gorgeous. I have my list pages and then a little pocket I made with a heart, finger heart paper clip from Pigtails and Pockets. Those are just for good memories, movie tickets and such. And then I have some more sticky notes. Those are from my newest addiction. Extra set of dailies from Annie Plans. And then I have another dashboard, my debt repayment inserts, and this last section. I didn't love the cover of the debt repayment, so I clipped those together with this was some art from Jasenia. And then the last section, You Are Enough and Be Fearless. And then I have Baymax in the back there from See Amy Draw. That's not from See Amy Draw, sorry. That's from Pigtails and Pockets, although See Amy Draw is coming out with a Baymax collection, so go check that out. So that's it for this process and setup video. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope you enjoyed watching. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.